Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna discuss about a newly trending topic, which is vibe coding. If you are browsing internet recently, you might be familiar with a name. It's not a name; it's a newly term which is known as vibe coding. In this video, we are gonna discuss about uh, what vibe coding actually is, like why does it concern to us, what are the use cases of it, and how can you get best out of it in your day-to-day life and or else to build your career. So let me introduce you to vibe coding first. Previously, when we used to scout software engineers, they were mostly graduates from by bachelors of technology in computer science, and in very rare case we used to find a few guys who were from non-tech core branches like civil or mechanical, who had worked on skills and gotten into software jobs. So for those guys, this tool vibe coding could be very helpful. So vibe coding actually means you are not from a background, or you are not familiar with programming in a programming language like Python or C++ or Java. You are not familiar with these things, but you are just instructing a computer. So what programming actually is, you are just telling a computer to do few tasks. To make it understand your language, we need to use some programming language like Python or C, like the examples I had mentioned before. Now the newly term vibe coding is becoming popular because instead of us writing code in Python, the vibe coders actually use AI language models. Like you have clouds, like Cloud A is an AI tool from Agentic AI, and we have Gemini and ChatGPT. So ChatGPT was the one which was the first one to introduce this vibe coding. So what had actually happened, like few guys who were not from technical background and not into computer science actually started to play with ChatGPT. So they used to give it some tasks like make a website or write some code. So when they started doing it, uh, they actually became the programmer, right? They are instructing a computer and they are making some useful tasks of it. So you instructing a computer by not using any programming languages, or by using an AI tool, is known as vibe coding. So this is all about vibe coding. So this vibe coding majorly has three case of users. So first one is one who is in the technical background, like a computer science student who had just entered into the engineering field. And the second one is who is the who is actually been into this field and has an idea of what programming languages are. And third one is one who doesn't have any knowledge. So this vibe coding is useful for the third one, who doesn't have any technical background and just wanna tingle with programming. For the other two guys, what I want to say, what I want to give you a message is, do not vibe code. So vibe code is actually very dangerous for you. So why am I telling like that? Because if you can do a task very easily, then you won't be choosing the hard way. That's the default human psychology. So if you start instructing an AI GPT to make some task, like you had started using it for making your college projects, so you won't be able to build your thinking about these programming languages. And the one who is expert, he can use it to he can use this to increase his efficiency or increase his pace of doing projects. So a freelancer who already has some expertise into this field can use it easily. But what I'm going to tell for a newly joining student is, first to focus on a fundamental language. So first either start with C or Java. So many internet users are advising to start with Python, which is a new gen language, or start with like few new languages compared to C or Java, which are outdated. So the first thing is, do not should make Python your first language until and unless you are into the field of AI, because like Python is actually slower, but its syntax is very simple. uh, like in other programming languages there is some bootstrap code which you need to write defaultly, but Python doesn't have anything, and it doesn't even have its own compiler. It uses the C's compiler to run. So Python is actually simpler compared to other languages. So once you started with Python, you get the basic ideas of how to do tasks, how to make a project that acts as a basic calculator. But when you start to learn new language, you will face few difficulties. But if you start with a programming languages known as C, you will be familiar with few other tasks like bootstrap code, or some default codes and libraries. You will be already similar. So starting with C or Java and moving into the new language makes this transition very smooth. So like if you are a C fan, you can understand Rust very easily. If you are a Java fan, you can go with a programming language named Go very easily. But if you are a Python developer, then it takes lots of transition to move into a new programming languages. As the syntax of the Python is very similar, the other programming languages it's bit complex. So the syntax of the Python and the syntax of other language may vary. So that's what the guide I am giving to you. And so that's what it is for today. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you got my points. I will be there to guide you into the field of programming. Thank you everyone.